Good afternoon, class. My name's Chad Ford, and today I'm going to be presenting on how to blow the whistle. So before we get started, I just want to get a brief opinion. What do you guys think about the whole act of whistleblowing? Matt?
I think whistleblowing is really hard to do because nobody wants to use a tag-tail, but ultimately it's probably what's best for the corporation or for the organization that you're a part of.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel those sentiments as well. Obviously, whistleblowing has a very negative connotation, like Matt said. There is kind of this tattletale aspect to it, so it certainly makes it difficult many times for people to whistleblow. So right now I'm going to go over a set of steps that should be followed when blowing the whistle to kind of make it as easy as possible, but it's always very important to remember to do your due diligence before going about blowing the whistle. So we'll jump right into it. There's 7 steps to blowing the whistle. The first of these is review your concerns with someone you trust. Obviously, when something comes up and you have a concern, it's very easy to automatically jump to conclusions. But first of all, it's very important to discuss it with someone who you trust and get feedback just in case maybe your initial inclinations were wrong. Listen to what they have to say is step 2, and then step 3 is to go about and get a second opinion. Obviously, the more people that you can talk to, the more well-versed you're going to be and be able to make the best informed decision as you progress through these 7 steps. Next, moving on, if you do, after those first 3 steps, decide to initiate formal proceedings, it's important to seek strength in numbers. When presenting a request or whistleblowing, it's something very serious, and as one person, it's hard for the boss maybe to take you seriously, so it's important to get as many people as possible aware of the issue and to go along with you. Moving along, obviously find the right place and study the procedures. If something is wrong, you want to make sure that you're going about filing it the right way. And then finally, ask questions and keep notes. It's very important to keep a paper trail as you progress through, just in case you have to go back and reference things. And finally, be patient. As you can see, this is a very drawn-out process, and it's important to go about being patient so that you can then end up with the most effective results at the end. So, just have a few questions for you guys. So, what do you think makes whistleblowing so tough, I guess, and people to actually follow through with these 7 steps? I know Matt briefly touched upon it, but I don't know if you guys had any more thoughts on it. Olivia?
I think the biggest issue sometimes is people don't really know what resources they have to make use of. You know, a lot of times, like from reading the article, companies have things in place that could help you, go about handling the situation. So I think just lack of information to begin with might be a problem.
Absolutely, I agree with that. Matt?
I think it's also the long list of people who've done it incorrectly and have lost their jobs because of it, or because they were part of a corrupt organization. They blew the whistle. The system was in place that allowed them to be fired when that happened.
Yeah, definitely. It's important. Many times whistleblowing gets a bad rap, and it's important to evaluate each situation on an individual basis. So right now, obviously this is very important as it comes to corporations, but do you guys have any thoughts on how this topic could be related to students within the College of Business? Olivia?
I know there may be instances where, you're in a difficult situation for a class, whether, you see someone cheating or another act of an ethical dilemma, so, that might be something that could affect you personally, and you may have to report that to someone higher up.
Yeah, absolutely. These 7 steps certainly are maybe to follow in a corporation. It's a little tougher to maybe adapt them to a student. Obviously, many times personal confrontation is going to take place in a student rather than in a corporation, but certainly having the same mindset is very important. And then one final question I have for you guys. How do you feel that this relates to professional responsibility? Matt?
Well, it's professionally responsible to know how to raise issues. That's something that's going to come up in your career. You need to have the skill set in order to be able to do that if you want to continue to be an ethical professional.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and that's the main takeaway that I got, just knowing when and how to raise issues. So with that, I thank you guys for your time, and now I'll move on to the next activity.